Good day to you, DC fans. I'm the leader, aka leader of this league, New Mutants. Today I'm going to talk to you about this update. Now, it blew me away from the way how they set this thing up. Because if you're an old school player like I am back in the day, skill points is what really mattered. You know what I mean? Because now they got it to where, guess what? Skill points matter. Yep. Yep, you see how everything changed. Now, before back in the day, when you actually took a look at it, you know what I mean, you can go into your weapons, and before it had like a 10% health, 10% health, 10% might, this right here. They took all of that. You know what I mean? Basically, what they did was they put it all in a tree where it required you to have skill points. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna talk to you also about the power too, because I know a lot of y'all is just sitting there looking like, did I get nerfed? Did I get nerfed? Did I get nerfed? It's not that you got nerfed or anything like that. Not that it's not that you got nerfed or anything is like that. You know what I mean? It's just that it's balance. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things balanced to where you have to spec into health, spec into this. You know what I mean? In order to get the stats the way how you normally get them back. But I'm gonna talk to you about Celestial DPS and the way how they changed it. So without further ado, what you see now is my healer role. You know, but I'm finna switch. So you can take a look at my DPS role. Alright, now you see with this update, there's a lot of powers that change. Okay, now you see that one, you know, a lot of Celestial fans can actually look and see that power that's on the end, which is I'm gonna go on over here and use it real quick. It changed a lot. You know, before it used to give you like a might boost. That's the only thing it does. You know, and what that does was that purifies your target. Okay, it makes it easy for you to purify a group. You know, so when you're running it, that's the first one I want to use. Is that one? That's the first one I use. But before we get into that, let me talk to you about the stats also, because you know it's and since this is a new setting, I want to bring this out to the light. All right. So with that being said, weapon. As you can see, you know, it's your choice, by the way, on how you do this. I'm going to say that one more time. It's your choice on how you do this. Because if you have low skill points, I recommend you do not get a, a mastery. Do not get a mastery, because there's no point of getting them no more. And the reason being is because you don't get nothing special. There's no more mastery. There's no more nothing. Now it's just the combos. Okay? So now if you try to spec into any weapon and try to say, well, you know, I'm gonna try to get this because that look fan. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Do not do that. I gotta change this myself, because the reason being why I have it is because I still use my weapon. You know what I mean? So the only thing you get is this. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'll talk to you a little bit more about that also. So when you're specking, it's very important. If you're DPS, that's cool. I recommend you spec until you can get something that you can constantly abuse. Like for an example, the hand blasters. I would stop until I just get pulse. Cause you just tap and triangle, then there's the laser that just comes out. I would stop to get that. That's it. But you know, I like it, so you know, I just go ahead and do it. I mean, and I have to reset my stuff anyway. But this is just an example. You know what I mean? Let me go to the loadout. Now the loadout. Remember, I wouldn't think about even running this the last update, but with this update, it's just a little bit different. You know what I mean? And I am gonna go on tour, the same video as I did the other last time. I'm gonna do it on this one. I'm gonna go on tour. Now this one is just gonna be an example of how hard this hits. Now again, now it's different. It's not like back in the day when you're looking at the damage board and be like, man, you know, I'm top DPS. This is just This is just a way to get you up there to where you can cause good damage. You know what I mean? When you sit there, if like you want to shout, you know what I mean? Like if you being in other groups and in other people's stuff and you shout, they pick you up, be like, man, hey, I know that dude. That's good. He has a good loadout. He has good damage. You know what I mean? So this is basically what I'm doing, man. I'm just giving you like a little glimpse into my loadout so you can see for yourself. And I'm gonna actually post another video that's attached to this one so that way you can be able to see it yourself. Alright. And by the way, before I even get started, if you take a look at this, purification, vulnerable. Purifies enemies, make them vulnerable to purification effects. Do not run the same thing that's in your loadout that has a power interaction of twice. Retribution used to be good. Oh my god, that was like the go-to power. That one and this one was the go-to power. But now with these new missions that require you to just sit back just a little bit, you know what I mean? There's no reason to even, there's no reason to really get all up on them. Now with this loadout, you can actually sit back and cause some damage. Or you can get up close, because the two moves that you see, which is called Bling and Admonish, you can actually combine Bling into Admonish. Admonish actually corrupts the target, like I was telling you in my last video, and then Plague. Plague that, then after you plague that, then, you go from there, which is you have your Hunt and you Weather, So, cause them to be purified, infect, Weather. There's multiple ways that you can run this. Multiple. So I do that, this. There's multiple ways you can run this loadout. The way how I usually run it is, I'm gonna do it real slow. How I run it is that I tap this one first. I make them vulnerable. Then after I make them vulnerable, I go, and if I'm close enough, I pop this one. What the hell? My power didn't hit. Okay, I tap this one. Then afterwards, I tap this one. Then I double tap that. Then I go into this one. Then I do that. Then I go back to Hunt until my plague is back up again. Then I do this one. Then that's all I'm doing, just clipping out. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? So, you got the loadout, you got the tools, you got everything that you need. The rest is up to you. With that being said, thank you for watching.
The fury of a god. Well struck. Now it's my turn. You allies to the south. Scatter. You have courage to strike a god.